In this episode, we're exploring a deeply impactful trauma symptom, agoraphobia. This condition is not just about a fear of open spaces or crowds. It's a profound manifestation of the loss of control and trust experienced by survivors of traumatic events, particularly those who have suffered under narcissistic abuse. Agoraphobia, in this context, is rooted in the survivor's intense fear and vulnerability stemming from an extreme loss of autonomy. Survivors have often lived through relentless manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional coercion, leading to a shattered sense of self and reality. The world they once knew is turned upside down, not only in their external interactions, but more crucially in their internal psychological landscape. This upheaval triggers a state of existential anxiety, far beyond ordinary nervousness. It's an ongoing battle for survival, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. In relationships marked by narcissistic abuse, control is a central theme. The abuser exerts dominance over the survivor's thoughts, emotions, and choices, eroding their sense of self and autonomy. Survivors are coerced into adopting the narcissist's perspective, doubting their own reality and judgment. This chronic doubt, implanted by the abuser, leads to a profound internal crisis, where survivors grapple with distinguishing right from wrong, true from false. This loss of control and constant doubt cultivates extreme anxiety, not just any anxiety, but a kind that questions the very essence of one's existence. For survivors, even stepping outside of the abusive environment does not alleviate this anxiety. The world becomes a minefield of potential vulnerabilities, where any interaction could replicate the trauma experienced in the abusive relationship. This anxiety is a direct response to the fear of being hurt again, of encountering situations that mirror the abuse, and it significantly impedes the survivor's ability to trust others. Agoraphobia, thus, is more than a fear of physical spaces. It's a symptom of a deeper psychological wound. Survivors struggle with trusting new people, and may misinterpret this challenge as social awkwardness or shyness. In reality, this behavior stems from a history of betrayal and manipulation. Every social interaction becomes a potential threat, echoing past traumas. One of the unique aspects of agoraphobia in survivors of narcissistic abuse is the fear of being triggered. Ordinary stimuli, a face, a sound, a color, can evoke memories of the abuser, resulting in intense emotional responses. These triggers can lead to both negative and positive flashbacks, the latter recalling moments that seemed loving or nurturing, further complicating the survivor's emotional landscape. This confusion often spirals into self-doubt and rumination, questioning the reality of the abuse and the validity of their feelings. Addressing agoraphobia in this context requires a nuanced understanding of trauma and its effects on the body and mind. Therapeutic approaches such as exposure therapy and somatic experiencing can be effective. These methods involve gradual exposure to feared situations in a controlled, supportive environment, allowing the survivor to process and integrate their trauma responses. Techniques like emotional freedom techniques, EFT and Havening, which focus on the body's response to trauma, can also be instrumental in healing. They help in regulating the nervous system, thereby reducing the intensity of the trauma response. In conclusion, the journey of healing from agoraphobia, especially when it stems from narcissistic abuse, is a path of regaining trust in oneself and the world. It's about gently relearning to navigate spaces and interactions, re-establishing a sense of safety and control. As we discuss this profound and complex topic, your insights and experiences are invaluable. Sharing your journey can provide hope and guidance to others on a similar path. Let's continue to support each other in understanding, healing, and growing beyond our traumas.